Hi, welcome to GameStop. How may I help you today?
Yeah. I'm looking to buy The Last of Us 1 remake. I hear that it just went gold, and I want to pre-order the game. I can put $5 down. I know that, but how much does the full game cost?
Oh, well, first off, thank you. We're glad that you're interested in pre-ordering, The Last of Us 1 remake. Yeah, we just saw the news too that Last of Us 1 just went gold, and we're really excited as well here at GameStop. But if you would like to pre-order the game, yes, you can put your $5 down, but the full price of the game plus tax will be $75.54.
$75.54. I remember when I first bought The Last of Us way back in the day. The game only cost $60, and then plus tax it was only $65. Why is it now $70 to $75 for the game?
That's a great question. We've been getting a lot of that here at GameStop. So essentially, with this remake of The Last of Us 1, it is remade from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. I assume you have a PlayStation 5 console. And there's also going to be, expanded gameplay. So if you've played The Last of Us 2, which I assume that you have.
Yes, I have.
So if you've played The Last of Us Part 2, that gameplay was really great, right?
Yes, I love The Last of Us 2 gameplay so much. One of my dreams was that they would remake The Last of Us 1 with The Last of Us 2 gameplay style, because that gameplay and the mechanics for The Last of Us Part 2 was just so good.
That's great. That's great. Well, that is one of the main things that they did here with The Last of Us Part 1. They rebuilt the game from the ground up for the PlayStation 5, but they also overhauled the gameplay. So now the gameplay mechanics and the guns and everything and how the characters moves is now going to be just like The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh my god, wow, that's so amazing. Oh boy, we're so lucky.
Yeah. I'm really excited as well. A couple of the other things that they've said is that they are going to be making the world just a bit bigger to accommodate that new gameplay and whatnot, right? And there's also going to be some new weapons in the game as well.
I mean, oh boy. Hearing all of that really does make me excited, but I still can't understand why the game is $70, right? This is our second time getting the game. We've got the remastered version on the PlayStation 4. I don't understand why the game is $70. It should still be $60. It should still cost $60 because, or even less, because we've already played the game. So the game shouldn't be $70 because even if it is being rebuilt from the ground up for the PlayStation 5, I still think for us consumers, they're ripping us off because we're not really getting anything substantial. It's still the same game. This is very anti-consumer. I'm so excited for the game, but I don't want to have to spend $70.
Well, sir, I've got to be honest. A lot of people that have come in, when I explained to them what's coming down the pipeline with The Last of Us 1 remake, they're excited to pre-order the game. There's been a couple people that have kind of been like, they once I explain what's coming with this new remake, a lot of people tend to understand the $70, the $10 increase, So, sir, if you don't want to buy the game right now, you don't have to, which we understand. Listen, everybody's pockets aren't the same, but if you don't want to buy it now, you can wait for a sale. Games typically go on sale 3 to 5 months after release. So if you want to wait for a sale, you can definitely wait for a sale. That's definitely your prerogative.
No, that's not the point. The point is the game shouldn't cost $70 at all. The fact that the game costs $70 at all is anti-consumer. It is anti-consumer that the game costs $70. I don't care. It's not about waiting for a sale. I shouldn't have to wait for a sale to play the game. I want to play the game right now, but I don't want to spend the $70. Never mind the developers. I don't care if the developers are putting their time, effort, and whatnot into creating the game. I don't care. I don't care about the developers. I don't care about Sony and any of these corporations. They make enough money. They're not going to get more money off of us. I'm speaking for everyone when I say this is anti-consumer. This is anti-consumer. I shouldn't have to wait. I should not have to wait to play this game. I shouldn't have to wait for a sale. The game should be $50. The game should be $40. Actually, because I already own The Last of Us 1 remaster and the original game, I should get the game for free. This is anti-consumer.
Well, sir, I understand, and I'm sorry you feel that way. But as of right now, those are our options. Either you can buy the game now for $70, or you can wait for a sale.
This is disgusting. This is the problem with gaming.
Yeah, how stupid that sounds, that conversation. Could you imagine if a GameStop employee was actually having that type of conversation with somebody, how stupid that conversation would sound in real life? I've never actually, it's funny, granted, I haven't been to a GameStop in quite a long time, but even the days of me going to a GameStop, I've never actually heard anyone in GameStop actually complain about the price of a game. Really think about it. I'm curious, for those that might still go to GameStop or go to Best Buy or wherever you buy your games, really think. I want you guys to really think, right? Have you ever overheard someone complain about the price of a game in like a game store, again, like Best Buy, Walmart, Target, GameStop, wherever? Have you ever actually heard, and be honest, I know the chat would be honest, but be honest, have you actually ever heard somebody outright complain about the price of a game? I swear, I have never in my life, and I mean this in all sincerity, I have never in my life heard somebody outright complain about the price of a game. Never, ever. I've never heard it. And I'm really trying to think, like, even when I used to go to GameStop or Funko Land back in the day, or Best Buy or whatever, even like way back in the day when I used to work at like Best Buy and Target, I would never hear that stuff, like, ever. It makes you wonder, like, Twitter and social media really is, especially the gaming community, it really is a bubble, because the masses, when it comes to consumerism, doesn't really think that way. But what is good, YouTube? What is good, PlayStation Nation? It is your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona, and one half of the What's Up PlayStation podcast crew every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. I hope you enjoyed the skit. But listen, if you're at work or school, I hope I could get you through your work day. If you're at home, or if you're coming home from work or school, hope I can get you through your commute home, right? You might be home already cooking dinner for the family, right? Or doing homework with the kids, right? Cleaning up the house, right? Whatever you're doing at home, I hope I can get you through your session. Listen, you might be taking a shower. I don't know. Listen, cleanliness is closer to godliness. I just appreciate you putting me on in the shower, right? You gotta get clean, right? Listen, you might be having the maritals with the significant other. I don't know. You understand? I just appreciate you putting me on. I really do. I really do. I appreciate you, right? But where are my manners? Let me shout out the chat. Y'all know how we do things here. Happy Monday to everybody. Yo, Mac the Stampede, how you doing today, man? Appreciate you. Anybody actually gaming is not complaining. That is a fact, Mac. We're gonna get into it today, though. Jesus Morales in the building. Jesus, how you feeling today, man? Appreciate you. Eden Prime. Eden, what's good? Appreciate you. Stardust, not Star Guardian 88. Star Guardian, what's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you. Say eat. Yo, Carl Anchor, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. True BB, what's good? True, appreciate you. Harry Blaze, what's good? Harry, appreciate you. Link in the building. Link, what's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you. DC Gaming in the building. DC, how you feeling today, man? Running that Gran Turismo 7, that is what's up. Foxing around Austin. Austin, how you feeling today, bro? I appreciate you always. John, the Don in the building. John, how you feeling today, bro? I appreciate you, bro. He says, real gamers actually buy games because they're hyped for gaming. That is a fact. That is a fact. Mary Wilcox in the building. I cannot talk today. What's going on? That's my body telling me, Persona, you've been talking too goddamn much today. First on Bari, speak from the heart, and now your own show, Persona, absolutely not. That's what my body's telling me. Mary Wilcox in the building. Miss Mary, how you feeling today? Hope everything is good. Appreciate you always coming through, rocking out with us. Yo, Philip K in the building. Philip, how you feeling today, man? Hope you good. Blackbeard in the building. Blackbeard, how you feeling today? Andre Robinson in the building. Andre, how you feeling today? Pen in the building. Pen, how you feeling today? I'm about to start up Windows Server. I'll have this on in the background. This is a funny topic to me. Absolutely. Magnificent Black in the building. Magnificent, how you feeling today, bro? Mass Produce 201. How you feeling today, Mass? I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Mary said, you know it, thanks. No doubt, Mary. You know I appreciate you. SIE in the building. SIE, what's going on with you? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Scroll up, man. Make sure. Yo, Upper Room in the building. Upper Room, what's good with you, bro? Das Mises in the building. Das Mises, what's going on with you? Jiggery Pokery, how you feeling today, Jiggery? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Vedger in the building. That crackening in the voice was a great addition. Hilarious. So yeah, appreciate you, Vedger. Shout out to you, bro. Who else is here? Games for Eternity in the building. Games for Eternity. What's good, bro? I appreciate you. DZA Digital. What's good, DZA? Appreciate you. PS Rewind in the building. PS, how you feeling today? James Williams in the building. Appreciate you. Kratos 99 in the building. I appreciate you, Kratos, always and forever. Yo, Sonic Moore in the building. Sonic, how you feeling today, bro? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Steely in the building. Steely, what's up? How you feeling? Object to be in the building. Object, what's going on with you? Orion in the building. Orion, how you feeling today? Prince Philip in the building. I appreciate you, Prince. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Who else is here, man? Make sure I get everybody, man. Y'all know how I do. Yo, Big Hardcore Gamer, what's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you. Nelson Gaming in the building. Fitting just saw a DNF Duel commercial coming in here. Oh, man. Yo, Nelson, I appreciate you. Yo, DNF Duel, the best game out, man. That shit fire. If you're into fighting games, definitely play that DNF Duel. Yo, Lothric Ahmed in the building. Lothric, how you feeling today, bro? Oolong T Gaming in the building. Oolong, how you feeling today, man? Shout out to you, bro. Bro C, Bro Sum in the building. What's good, Bro C? Cloud Strife in the building. Cloud, how you feeling today? D Truth in the building. I appreciate you. That guy Smitty in the building. Yo, that guy Smitty, what's going on with you, bro? Leech 1399 in the building. Leech, what's up? Toolman 55. Toolman, what's up, man? Appreciate you, bro. Eric the Beard in the building. Retro Synthwave is the shit. Absolutely, man. You know, I get a little. I like my Synthwave, man. I love Synthwave. Yo, Omar, what's good, man? Appreciate you. Yo, D in the building. What's good, D? Bird in the building. Shout out to my boy Bird. He said, great listen for my drive home. Absolutely, Bird. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Hope I could get you through. Yo, DJ D, what's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you. Dom P in the building. Dom, how you feeling today, man? I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. When we meet, what's going on with you? When we meet, appreciate you. Plus Ultra in the building. Appreciate you. Iron Panther in the building. Appreciate you. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Oh, Caleb Kaiser. Yo, shout out to my boy Caleb Kaiser in the building. Shout out to everybody that is here, man. Yo, Vel R in the building. Vel, how you feeling today? C Fresh 2180, what's good, man? CTR2 in the building. Shout out to all of y'all. Muck 45 in the building. Black Mamba in the building. I appreciate y'all so much rocking out with your boy. Round of applause for the folks in the chat. So, here we are again. Yo, Kelvin Smith, what's good, man? Baby D, what's good, Baby D? Appreciate you. Here we are again, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves at the ass end of this conversation again. Arcade Gamer, what's up, man? It's like every 3 months. It's you know what this conversation is, man? This conversation is like a cold, right? Because certain times of the year you'll get a cold, right? Like normally you'll get a cold around winter time or fall time, and then you'll get allergies and stuff like that in the spring and summer. And there's certain time frames where your body just it goes through its changes, where certain times of the year you'll get sick, flu season and all this other shit, right? All this stuff that we that tends to happen to our bodies every year throughout the year. This $70 argument is like a common cold. Every 3 months, it rears its ugly head, and we find ourselves back here again. All right, maybe not changes, Blackbeard. Don't judge me, Blackbeard. Maybe not changes, right? But our bodies experience different things. Let's say experience. Never mind changes, experience, Blackbeard. You know what I mean. Cut me some slack. Strictly in the building. Strictly, what's up, man? Every 2 to 3 months, we find ourselves having this conversation again. And I gotta be honest with you, I secretly love having this conversation. You know why? Because people's ignorance always tends to shine through when this conversation comes up. Yo, Philip, DVG, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. People's ignorance always tends to shine through when we have this conversation. People's bias and lack of objectivity tends to always shine through when we have this conversation. Whenever this conversation comes up, it's always the same talking points. Oh, well, the game shouldn't be $70. Well, the game should be $70. Oh, the game shouldn't be $70. Oh, the game should be $70. Right? It's always this back and forth. And I had said this a very long time ago on Mooch's podcast. Shout out to Mooch. Shout out to Crossfire. I said this a very long time ago, guys, where I said when the $70 argument first started, when it first started, when the first couple of games, because contrary to popular belief, guys, right, a lot of people love to spread that misinformation that PlayStation are the ones that started the whole $70 thing, which is incorrect, like grossly incorrect, and that is misinformation. The very first development or publisher to push $70 games was 2K, and then followed Activision, and then followed EA, and then followed PlayStation. PlayStation wasn't the first one. They weren't even the second. They weren't even the third. They were the fourth. It went in that order because NBA 2K was 70, and it came with the PS4 and PS5 version. Then Call of Duty, Cold War. Funny enough, Cold War was $70, right? Then was FIFA. FIFA was $70. Madden was $70. Then it was PlayStation, and I think it was Demon Souls. Demon Souls was the first game that was 70. And a lot of people was had to fuss, and that's when this whole conversation kind of started showing up and rearing its ugly head, right? But every time we have this conversation, there's always that misinformation that people love to spring up of, oh, well, hi guys, my name is, I like the game 123 on Twitter, and I'm here to talk to you about $70 games once again. PlayStation, and I'm not a fanboy, okay? I'm a neutral.
I'm a neutral.
I'm a neutral, guys, okay? I don't really follow the console war. I'm not here for the negativity, but let's talk about how PlayStation is ruining gaming, okay? PlayStation is ruining gaming because, they are the ones that introduced $70 games. Okay, remember guys, I'm a neutral. I own all the consoles.
I'm a neutral. I'm a neutral.
I'm a neutral, guys. I own all the consoles, so it's okay for me to talk about PlayStation and how anti-consumer PlayStation's practices are. PlayStation were the first ones to introduce the $70. And that's not true, right? And people always say that. And then when you correct them, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. When you correct them on that, because that is grossly incorrect. Like, never mind what console you prefer, right? And for those who've been following my channel for a very long time, yo, Stone in the building, Catwoman, what's going on with you? Yo, Soapbox in the building, Connor, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. For those that have been following my channel for a long time, you know I do not like misinformation, regardless of what side it is, right? PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, PC, regardless of who it is or what it is, I do not like misinformation because misinformation breeds stupidity. It breeds ignorance, right? So I do not like misinformation. And when I hear people say this, that that PlayStation started the whole $70 thing, I always correct them because I'm like, no, that's incorrect. They were not the first ones. Yes, they jumped on board, but they were not the first ones. Let's not act like they were the pioneers of this shit, because at the end of the day, the industry was moving in this direction anyway. Oh, you know what? Let me fix my chat. Why is my chat messed up like this? I don't know why it does that. Let me paste that. The industry, yo, J Gamer UK in the building, Chris Righteous in the building, shout out to y'all. The industry was moving in this direction anyway, right? Because if the industry wasn't moving in this direction, it wouldn't have happened so quickly. This was something that was decided a long time ago. Trust, right? So I hate when that misinformation kind of, that Wooly in the Willie, what's good? I was about to call you Wally. Wooly, what's good? That misinformation was going to show up anyway. Excuse me. That misinformation is what always pops up. So I'm always like, yo, look, guys, that is incorrect, right? But fine. But every 3 months, we find ourselves having this conversation. And when we're having this conversation, it's the same talking about. And like I said, I was on Mooch's show a long time ago, and I said this would be a conversation that in the community, yo, Willie, what's good, man? Appreciate you coming through. This would be a conversation that we would have for the entirety of the generation. For the rest of this generation, we would have this conversation. And the reason why I said that, Legion, what's up? The reason why I said that was because worth. The concept of worth. The concept of worth is subjective. It is. It most definitely is, right? Where one man's trash, and I think we've all heard this saying before, one man's trash is another man's treasure, right? Worth is subjective, right? That is one thing I think all of us, regardless if you agree or disagree with $70 games, what can be agreed upon as unanimously, unilaterally, what can be agreed upon is that worth is subjective. So, yo, Jemiah, what's good, man? Fahim, what's up? So, when it comes to this argument or this conversation that we continuously have, the debates and things like that, it's going to happen through. Real talk. This is probably going to happen for the rest of our lives. As long as gaming is around, this is going to continue to happen because the concept of worth is subjective. Because you may see something costing $70 as being okay, someone else might not, and that's perfectly fine, right? I think for a lot of people, I mean, you know,
it's my opinion.
You know what people love to say, yo, Slow-Mo, what up, man? You know how people are, you know, it's their opinion, right? Again, it's subjective. But here's the thing. Just because everyone is entitled to their own opinion and worth is subjective does not mean we can't critique someone's thoughts on something that they view as being or not being worth the asking price. Because at the end of the day, freedom of speech and all that shit is absolutely true, but also freedom of consequence, freedom of judgment, and all that other shit is also rings true. So this is why the conversation will always happen. Marcus, what's good? Marcus, I like that. Marcus, what's good? Yo, Dewan in the building. Dewan, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. Also, happy birthday to Dewan, man. You know, round of applause for my boy Dewan. Today is Dewan's birthday, man. Happy birthday, Dewan. I hope you're enjoying it, man. Stay blessed. Man, I'm glad you are seeing another year, and here's to seeing another 100 years of birthdays, man. So shout out to you, Dewan, man, and happy birthday. Everybody in the chat wish Dewan a happy birthday. Show him some love and whatnot, man. Yo, Typhoon, what's good, man? Appreciate you. So when it comes to this conversation, it's always gonna happen, man. It's always gonna happen. We are always going to have this conversation. Always. It's never going to stop. We are always going to fight. I wouldn't say fight, but disagree. We are always going to disagree. We are always going to have this back and forth. We are always going to have these conversations, and we are always going to critique. Always. And myself included, man. I'm not putting myself above, because really and truly, I love to critique this shit, because I personally agree and understand that $70 game, like games being $70 and a hobby that I will gladly support. You feel me? I truly don't have an issue, right? Because I understand inflation. I understand, developers and companies needing to get their dollar and whatnot. Obviously, the freedom of choosing which games you're going to spend $70 on, obviously, is a thing. And here's the funny thing about that is, it's not like someone is putting holding you hostage to say you have to buy this game at $70. If you don't buy it, then you go into jail or some crazy shit like that, right? You don't have to buy it. But here's the thing, and this is another thing, and I think this might be I don't want to call it controversial. Yo, Iman, what's good? Iman Rich, the swag lord in the building. What's up, man? I don't want to call this controversial, but I think some of you might agree or disagree. Yo, Jamar, what's up? And let me know if you agree in the chat with what I'm about to say. I think the reason why we also still are going to continue to have this conversation, and why this is still such a big deal, is because people want the games. People want to play the games that cost $70, and more so PlayStation. We're going to get into the PlayStation aspect, because this is where at least for me personally, and I think a lot of y'all in the chat can agree, this is where we're seeing a lot of the criticisms, right? With PlayStation games, people want to play PlayStation games. PlayStation games are, for a lot of them, not obviously not every single one, but for a large portion of PlayStation games, they are can't miss titles. You feel me? Like these are can't miss titles. Mooch, what's good? Mooch in the building. Stop yelling. Who's yelling? Shout out to my boy Mooch, man. Crossfire every Friday at 7 o'clock Eastern. Appreciate you, Mooch, coming through, man. Rocking out. People don't want to miss out on the PlayStation games. And PlayStation knows this. But people don't want to miss out on the PlayStation games. So when they see that $70 price tag, it angers them, because it's a game that they truly want to play and don't want to miss out on, the conversations. But they so cheap or have these weird values or whatever the fuck that they don't want to spend the $70 for the games. That's why they're also angry. That's also why I believe, personally speaking, that's also why they're angry. Because it's PlayStation. PlayStation makes the highest quality games in the business, and people don't want to miss out. FOMO. They don't want to miss out. And the fact that they don't want to miss out, it goes against their morals, this moral code that they try to take, or this stance that they try to take of where I'm not going to spend $70 for games because they've deemed that as anti-consumer, all without understanding inflation, without understanding, and again, this is a hobby, gaming is a selfish hobby. Shout out to Bari, that's his saying. Gaming is a selfish hobby, right? But also gaming costs money. The game costs money, right? You need to have, if we looked at $70 games like we looked at the rest of gaming, you also need to have a TV or a monitor to play games. That costs anywhere from $200 to $1,000, depending on the quality of the product. You also need electricity to play games. That can cost anywhere from, depending on what else is running, and if you have an electric stove, or if it's the summertime and you have the AC running a lot, that can cost anywhere from $50 to $100 to $200 a month, right? You also need to have internet to play games. If you want to play online, that could cost anywhere from $80 to $150, depending on your package, right? You also need to have a house and a roof over your head to play games. And again, depending on if you have a house, if you have an apartment, a condo, or whatever the case may be, that can cost anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, depending on where you are. Who knows, right? When you start really chipping away, right? If we really wanted to get, be a stickler and really, really get down to it, the cost to play games, it costs a lot of money, because you also have to factor in everything else: the house, the electricity, the internet, the monitor, the TV, all this other bullshit that also goes into that. But when it comes to the games, the one thing that is most important when it comes to all of this bullshit, that is where people draw the line. The one thing of what made you become a gamer and got you into gaming and had you, and why you bought this console and bought this TV and bought all this shit, the one thing is where people draw the line. Because value, worth, subjective. And a part of me gets it. A part of me gets it. Why? Because it's subjective. I get it, doesn't mean I agree, it doesn't mean I agree. I get it though. It's subjective. It's their opinion.
It's my opinion.
But here's the thing. You see the title. Either buy the game or wait for a sale. Either buy the game or wait for a sale. And here's my thing about it, right? Because I kind of want to put, I want to put this into perspective, because shout out to Robert Patterson. He worked on, so he's the PlayStation developer. He currently works with Sony Bend. He just started working with them. Shout out to him, right? Where's my bookmarks? Shout out to him, right? But he put out a tweet the other day that I wholeheartedly agree with, right? And this was something I was saying the other day, that I'm really happy to see developers speak up. I really am. Especially PlayStation developers, because PlayStation gets, in my opinion at least, the blunt of a lot of this hate or anger or misplaced anger, whatever you want to call it. They get the blunt of a lot of this stuff, right? So not Patterson. Why I say Patterson? Morrison. I'm so sorry. Yo, Robert, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I meant to see. I don't know why I say Robert Pattinson. I was thinking about Batman. We was talking about Batman earlier, and so Robert Pattinson name came to mind. Robert Morrison, man, my fault. Robert, if you're listening, you know you my boy. I appreciate you. I'm actually gonna get you on the show one day so we can have a nice little interview, one persona interviews, and I love to pick your brain on some stuff. But all right. So Robert Morrison, he put out a tweet, and like I said, he worked on, he was part of the development team who created this Last of Us 1 remake. Now, like I said, he currently works for Sony Bend. So, shout out to Ben Studio. I can't wait to see what they're working on, right? So Robert says, it's just that, in quotations, it's just a cash grab, right? Because, that's one of the best lines people love to use. Oh, they're just trying to get more money, and they're trying to rip us off and do all these crazy things, right? So Robert says, actually, it's the most meticulously built and crafted project that I have ever seen or been a part of in my entire career. The highest level of care and attention to detail possible, right? And he goes, remind me of this on September 2nd, 2020. I guess this is this is a tweet that reminds you of a tweet. Oh, damn, that's pretty dope. He says, the price of the game is out of my control and worth is subjective to each individual. I agree. You can decide for yourself if you want it or not. All I'm saying is I am in awe at the work that an amazing group of people did on the project. A tremendous amount of passion was put into this. And I'm glad Robert said that. Obviously, and look, anytime somebody is in favor, especially somebody that's got a large following and is prominent within the community, the likes and the retweets, especially the quote tweets. When there's a lot of quote tweets, it's conversations happening, man, right? So I'm glad Robert said this though, because I think, how do I put this? Okay, So I think that when it comes to actually actual developers and putting time into this, right? Again, if we're talking about PlayStation games, PlayStation devs that are putting in the work, we know that PlayStation has the highest quality games. They do. Like, that is non-debatable. It's, you can't dispute that. As far as I'm concerned, it's a fact. You feel me? Just look at the shit they're putting out. It's a fact, right? But I think when it comes to the asking price, the one thing that people expect games to be, which is high quality, great graphics, great gameplay, all that stuff that they tend to care about when it comes to other games gets thrown out the window when it comes to PlayStation, right? People shit on Ubisoft for making, the same type of game, buggy, laggy, all that stuff. They shit on EA for, not making great games, buggy, laggy, all this other bullshit, right? The one thing that people criticize other development studios for, or publishers, they cannot criticize PlayStation for. Now, my question to the chat is, if PlayStation is able to create a high quality product with minimal to no bugs, and it be a complete experience, why wouldn't you be willing to pay for that, right? That's the question I'm asking in the chat, and obviously answer truthfully. But the other side of that is, obviously, with The Last of Us Part 1, and again, and with Last of Us 1, it's a remake, right? So, but we know that the criticisms with $70 games were happening prior to Last of Us, right? It started with Demon Souls, it started with Miles Morales and Returnal and Ratchet and Clank and all these other games that are charging 70, right? These are not just things that are mutually exclusive to remakes. It's with all games, especially games under PlayStation that are next gen only and releasing at $70, right? Or releasing at $70. They would gladly buy those overpriced storage expenses. Yo, TC, let me get the super chat. Yo, big 1101. Yo, big block. We're gonna call you Big. Yo, Big, what up, man? He says, just say the name, Persona. It's these non-PlayStation gamers, aka Alex and Paris. Who's Alex? I don't know who that is. Who's Alex? I don't know who that is. What's the last name for Alex? I don't know who you're talking about. Paris, I know, but I don't know who you're talking about with Alex. I don't know who that is. They always have these strong opinions only on games, but not real life. Tell me who was that? Who's Alex? Alex who? Who's Alex? Does somebody know who Alex is? In the gaming community? Oh, the gaming industry? Media, whatever? Alex, I don't know who that is. Shout out to you though, Big. Appreciate you for the super chat. Alex from Press Start. Nah, he can't be talking about Alex. Oh no, it's Alex. You talking about, oh no, it's Alex? The PC guy? What? Why the fuck would anybody give a... What? Hey, yo, listen. I don't follow him, so I'm not really seeing what Alex is saying. But if he is speaking like that, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yo, I just lost my train of thought off of that. Y'all, you talking about? Oh no, it's Alex, man. If you don't stop. But when it comes to this whole see, I just lost my train of thought. Because that shit really just caught me off guard. What was I saying? Oh, so, when it comes to this whole $70 argument thing, right? One of the things that is always asked is, the quality. Like, people want quality games. They want high quality experiences. And because it's Last of Us Remake, there's people trying to throw in, oh, it's a remake and you're paying $70 for a remake, right? But not necessarily looking at what you're getting with that, right? People love to use the fact that a game is buggy or releasing, half baked or half finished or missing, all this other bullshit that they like to say. When with The Last of Us, it's a complete experience, right? It's not buggy. It's rebuilt from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. But there's also a couple of other things that, you know, and I'm gonna talk about it now just because, right? Hold up, can I find, where is that article? Let me see. I put The Last of Use. I can't type today. Search PlayStation blog for The Last of Us. 2020. What? Remake. Hold up. I'm trying to find a PlayStation blog. Why is PlayStation blog not the first thing that comes up? One. I think this is it. Let me see. Yes, sir. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So, you know, one of the things that we've continuously had to talk about is people wanting to see why they should pay, you know, XYZ dollars for a game, right? And we keep having this. It's so weird. We keep having this conversation. But like I said, I'll gladly keep having that conversation because I'll gladly keep proving why something is worth something, to me at least. And it's up to the masses to look and determine if it is or isn't, right? But when it comes to The Last of Us Remake, we've seen that this game is being rebuilt from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. We're seeing a major difference in the graphical fidelity of the game, as we see here. Like, it's night and day difference, right? Night and day difference. We're also seeing that there's going to be expanded world where they're going to open up the world a little bit more to accommodate the gameplay. Speaking of gameplay mechanics, we know that it's going to be Last of Us 2 gameplay mechanics. We know that already, right? Then we get to the guns, explosive arrow, gameplay modifier. Again, that's confirming that there's new weapons in the game, right? The new explosive arrow weapon, right? All the shit that we are seeing for this game. Oh shit. All the shit that we are seeing for this game screams, to me at least. Now again, it's a remake. I know, you know, people are weird about remakes, right? Motherfuckers will buy GTA 5 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. You know, they'll buy Elder Scrolls, what is it, Skyrim, 50 million times. They'll buy Resident Evil 4, 3, 2, whatever. They'll buy Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm not Andromeda. Mass Effect Trilogy and all this other bullshit. They'll buy Dead Space remake. They'll buy everything. But when it comes to PlayStation and what they're doing, it's a problem. But PlayStation is the only one putting out high quality games. And yet here we are going through the same bullshit day in and day out. What's that say? Hold on. What did that say? Hold on now. I thought I seen something back there. Rebuilt from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. It ain't a port, ladies and gentlemen. It's rebuilt from the ground up. People keep saying they want quality. They want quality. They want high quality experiences. They want true next-gen experiences, but don't want to play true next-gen money.
It's my opinion.
But this is great for gamers. You want true next-gen experiences, but don't want to play next-gen money. What do you want? No, seriously. What do you want? Because gamers, listen, I'm gonna tell you, and your big bro persona, your friendly neighborhood persona, I might have to be the only one to tell you this. And some of you might not like me after saying this, but it's got to be said. Also, shout out to the media that's also watching me. I know I know the check marks are watching me right now. I know they are. Wait for me to talk shit about them. Don't worry, it's coming later in the show. So sit tight. When it comes to gaming, I've said it before. I'll say it again. If you're not willing to pay $70, why are you here? Everything can't be cheap. Especially if you in gaming and you playing games, you can either buy it day one or wait for a sale. Those are your options. There is no third option. There is no third option. Buy the game or wait for a sale. Those are the only two options. There is no other option. There will never be another option. So you're gonna have to either suck up your pride, suck up your morals, your moral code, and your moral standing, and all that other bullshit that people love to tout only on the internet, because in real life they damn sure ain't like this. Trust and believe. You damn sure ain't like this in real life, because if you were like this in real life, you'd be living in a goddamn if you was really as cheap as you claim to be, you wouldn't be living in a nice house and cars and all this other bullshit. So let's stop, right? But anyway, listen, people can spend their money how they want, right? No, ain't nobody here to tell you how to spend your money, but you got two options. You can either suck it up and spend $70 day one, or wait for a sale. There is no third option, and there won't be a third option, right? People love to say how, oh yeah, let's think about the devs. They worried about layoffs. They worried about, companies being able to stay open. They don't want games to die off. People always talking about they don't want games to die off. They don't want this. They don't want that. They don't want this. They don't want that. Let the devs work. Let the devs crunch. They don't want the devs to crunch. They don't want the devs to do this. They want the devs to be stress-free. They want the devs to be able to get this, get that, get this, get that, get this, get that, get this, and get that. How the fuck they gonna get it? If you are not putting money back into the economy, how can the economy survive? But it's only PlayStation. It's only PlayStation. Only PlayStation is not allowed to reap the fruits of its labor, of its success. Only PlayStation is not allowed to price a product they deem to be a valuable product, or a premium product worth a premium price. And I'm going to take a page out of Don Matrick's book. Oh yeah, shout out to Donnie D. Take a page out of Don Matrick's book. You know what that page is? If you don't want to spend $70 on a remake of Last of Us Part 1, we have a game for you. It's called Last of Us Remastered. It's in the PlayStation Store, probably like $10. Probably get it off Amazon or wherever for about $5. Or if you got PlayStation Plus Premium or Extra, you can play it. And call it a day. But while you playing the old version, we playing the new upgraded version, rebuilt from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. We playing the PlayStation 5 version of this game, rebuilt from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. People will tell you. First off, I find it ironic people who get games for free trying to tell an audience of people, of everyday gamers, why $70 games are wrong. That's quite ironic to me. People who get games for free, right? Or get swag and shit for free. I find that ironic. I find that very ironic. But when it comes to where we're at with this conversation, buy the game or don't. Because at the end of the day, gamers are going to enjoy the games that they want to play. You know, it's just like the games going into a service day and date argument. It's like the day and date argument. You know, you got all these idiots trying to tell you, you know, day and date is what's best for gaming, while Elden Ring and Horizon Forbidden West and GT and all these other games and Animal Crossing and Pokemon and Mario and Zelda and all these other great games are selling in the millions upon release. This is what idiots are telling you on podcasts and online, that day and date is the best option because they don't want to spend money. You got people who get free games to review and as gifts and all this other stupid shit, trying to tell you, the everyday gamer, why you should boycott and be angry about games being $70. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. The very people who get games free to review are telling you, the everyday gamer, why games being $70 is wrong. Yeah, how stupid that sounds? How stupid do you think that sounds? Ladies and gentlemen, on a scale of 1 to 10, how stupid does that sound to you? On a scale of 1 to 10. Tell me in the chat. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely stupid and 1 being not that stupid at all. Someone that gets games that for free to review or as gifts because of the ties they have to the industry, trying to say why games being $70 are wrong to the everyday gamer. To the everyday gamer like you that gets up every morning, goes to work, comes home, wants to enjoy your games and all that. How stupid does that sound on a scale of 1 to 10? I'm seeing a lot of 11s. I see a 13. So while they are playing the game early or getting the game as a review code or something, you're sitting on your hands and sitting on your hands and not buying the game that you really want to play, but you want to take this moral standing and this moral code and not buy the game because it's just $10 more. Although it's high quality and they're rebuilding the game from the ground up and all this other shit, they're playing the game. The very people that are telling you $70 games are wrong are playing the games. While you sit there like a fool. Oh no, I'm not buying Last of Us Remake. No, it's $70. It's anti-consumer. No, my favorite YouTuber, my favorite influencer, they told me $70 games are anti-consumer. I won't buy into it. No. I won't buy into it. No. That's what they're telling you. So while the world is enjoying the games, because like I said, Twitter is a bubble. There's only like 30, there's only maybe 100 million people on Twitter, maybe 200 million, right? Active, or I should say active accounts, maybe a little bit more than that, right? My friend, let's ask Siri. How many Twitter accounts are there? 300. So according to Siri, let me ask it again. How many monthly active users does Twitter have? So according to Statistica, Twitter has 329.5 million monthly active users. It peaked to 336 million active users the first half of this year. So currently 336 monthly active users on Twitter. There's over 7 billion people, or maybe 8 billion now, who knows? There's 7+ billion people in the world. So not even a quarter, like half of a percent of people in the world use Twitter. The world happens outside, ladies and gentlemen, not Twitter. What people think and say on Twitter and on podcasts and on YouTube and all this other shit, this is a extremely small percentage of people. This is why games sell. This is why Nintendo can re-release Skyward Sword, it have limited improvements, and it still sells. This is why Animal Crossing, a kitty fucking game, can release and sell 30 plus million copies. This is why Pokemon continues to sell out. This is why God of War is at 20 plus million copies sold. This is why the Last of Us series is at almost 40 million copies sold. This is why Gran Turismo's franchise is at almost 90 million copies sold. This is why God of War Ragnarok, when the pre-orders go up on Friday, this is why the collector's edition, the launch edition, and the digital deluxe edition are all going to sell out day one, because the world happens outside and not on Twitter. Because regardless of what people may say on Twitter, regardless of what your bubble on Twitter may think, say, or do, the world dictates how the market is going to move. And the world is telling the market, we are fine with this as long as you continue to put out high quality games. As long as you continue to show us why we should be buying into this product, we will continue to buy into the product. Oh, but there's a caveat. Yes, there's a caveat. And the caveat is the activists, the gaming activists that always talk about crunch and always talking about developers that need to be paid better and need to be appreciated, which, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's safe to say that we all here appreciate developers, because developers create the very games that we enjoy. Developers create the very games we enjoy. So because developers create the very games we enjoy, I appreciate them. I appreciate all of them. And I'm not just talking about PlayStation developers. I'm talking about across the board. I also think developers should be properly compensated. And it's on the company to do that. Properly compensate developers. But at the same time, if you are talking about developer crunch, talking about developers need to be appreciated, don't want to see development studios shut down, don't want to see this and that, and want developers to be able to pay the bills, want developers to be able to go home to see their families, which they should. Less crunch. And all this other bullshit. Stand with developers on that, which you should. But when it comes to paying what devs or a company deems a product is worth, that's where you draw the line. The very thing that they slave to make is where you draw the line with your support. So you have no problem typing a 240 character tweet talking about how developers shouldn't be crunching and all this other shit, which they shouldn't. You know, give them time. You know, if more time is needed to allow for whatever, do what you got to do, right? Although we all crunch in our jobs and in the world, right? That's just how the world works, right? You know, the very computer that you're using, or the phone that you're on, was due to somebody crunching. The engineers and mathematicians and whatnot who had to draft up the schematics and the blueprints so that it can create said product. And then the very people in the factories that create said product. You think it was no overtime and crunch? But that's a conversation for another day. You call developers, you're in developers' corners for everything except for supporting the very game they created. Now listen, every game ain't worth 70. I'll say that. And it goes back to the title of this podcast. And now in those situations, buy the game or wait for a sale. It's that simple. Buy the game or wait for a sale. But from where I'm sitting, looking at The Last of Us Part 1 remake, it's worth the $70 to me. What about y'all in the chat? Is Last of Us 1 remake worth 70 to you? My friend, let me ask that. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Because I'm curious. I'm curious to see what the community thinks. I'm curious to see what the community thinks. Because here's the thing. If it's not worth it, that's fine. Right? That doesn't make you a bad person. Right? You just got to wait for a sale if you want to play it. But for the people who do deem it as being worth it, I think it's safe to say what you're seeing and what you're getting, it definitely is worth it. But back to what I was saying about Twitter. Because I think that needs to be expanded upon a little bit. Because 336 monthly active users. There's 7+ billion people in this world. You know, I'm thinking about it now. I think I got my percentages. Messed up too. I'm thinking 336 million. So if there's 7 billion people, the percentage of that is, you know, let me ask Siri. Siri, how do I ask this mathematical question? I think I know. What percent of 336 million is 7 billion? %? No. Either way, I got my percentage myself. It's not 1% or 0.5%. I'm thinking about that now. I'm like, wait, 336 million, 7+ billion people in the world. That's roughly 10%. Let's say 10%. Let's say 5-10%. Maybe 15, right? Just to be safe. The world dictates the market. The world. This bubble, one thing about Twitter and social media in general, I'll stick to Twitter though, because that's where a lot of this tends to happen, right? One thing about Twitter is it has people thinking that this is how the world thinks. Especially when it comes to gaming. People tend to think that the world thinks this way. And that's just not true. It's just not true. The world does not think this way. Because if that was the case, no games would sell at all. %. Shout out to you, Nelson. Thank you. 21.5. It's a little under 5%. No, it can't be 21%. If there's 7 billion people, 336 million. No, 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 no. 21%. That doesn't seem. That doesn't seem right. It's under 4%. Thank you. It's around 4%. All right, cool. Yeah, 21%. What? But anyway, this bubble on Twitter has people thinking the world thinks like this, and that's just not the case. Because if that was the case, games would not sell. No game would sell. If we truly were looking at had the criteria that people tend to have on Twitter and all these other places of games that sell, of what a game needs to be in order for it to have that type of price tag, no games would sell. You got shit like Mario that can be beaten in like 5 hours, costing $60. Kirby Forgotten Land can be beaten in like 6 hours. That shit is $60. Like, are we kidding here? Are we really kidding here with this bullshit? And the people who don't want to buy games are the ones, in terms of like the checkmark gang and the influencers, they getting shit for free anyway. So it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then for the people in the community that's acting like that, you look stupid. Because we know that's not your thoughts. Because if you truly felt that way, you wouldn't have been buying games at $60 either. If we're trying to use, this is the funny thing about all this, right? Even if we were using that criteria, right? People wouldn't be buying games at $60 either. Remakes, remasters, and all this other bullshit for $60. If it didn't have this checklist of shit that people like to put on these games, a lot of games in this community a lot of games out here would not be selling at all. That's how I know for a lot of people that's trying to adopt this, $70 games are bad mentality, that's not their thoughts. It's one or two things. It's either not their thoughts, or these people just got into gaming, so they don't really know shit about gaming anyway, which that's quite a few people in here, man. Hello, FTC? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I'm a PlayStation fan too. I didn't mean to call it FTC. Speaking of FTC, man, let's call it hello, FTC. Let's call it FTC, man. Don't buy RE4 remake, social justice. That's what I'm saying. Don't buy no more. No, not even just that. Any game that's $70, don't buy it. If people truly feel this way, don't buy no game that's $70 no more, regardless if you truly want it or not. I mean, if we're gonna do it, let's go all the way, right? If we're gonna do it, let's go all the way. You know what's so crazy? Y'all, I'm about to show y'all. Shout out to Paris, man. Nothing personal against Paris. This game of takes just be stupid as fuck. But I don't really, got no personal issue with the guy. But like, he's like the biggest culprit of a lot of this shit, man. Cause I always see, like, he's always one of the main people that I see, and I mostly ever see it with PlayStation. Like, and he might say it with other shit. I don't see it. I only see it with PlayStation, right? Which is funny. But I just want to hear. I want y'all to hear this, man.
About The Last of Us 2 or The Last of Us remake. Guaranteed.
What was it? The $70 one?
Yeah, I'm not down with that. No.
Oh, I'm not down with that.
And it was funny because Alana had even replied, and I got her point of why they would remake it. Yeah, the issue isn't them remaking the game. The issue for me is them charging $70.
So the issue is not them remaking the game. The issue is them charging $70. So again, when we're looking at what is going into this remake, are you actually looking at what's going into this? And him and Danny are definitely going to expose themselves a little. Danny definitely don't know what the fuck going in. Like, I don't know if he's not paying. Anyway, what is actually going into the remake, right? Rebuilt from the ground up, more expanded environments, right? New weapons and shit like that. Completely redone cinematics and the process that went into that. Like the utmost care, just like Robert Morrison said, the utmost care went into the creation of this, which I do believe, because we're dealing with PlayStation, and PlayStation doesn't deal with less than perfect.
For it, I don't agree with that. I don't. Show me why I should spend $70 for a game that I've already played 2 iterations of.
Okay, I got you, Paris. I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna show Paris right now real quick. We're gonna watch this real quick, guys. Let's show Paris why you need to, let's show Paris why real quick, guys. Shout out to Paris, by the way. Good guy. I hope you come through for an interview. I'd love to talk to you.
I've been on
man to man.
the adventure, little brother.
Let's show Paris real quick why the game is worth 70.
He's got everything to do with that little girl.
Oh boy, that doesn't look like the same Ellie. Wait a second now. Whoa. Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. What are we doing here? Now hold on. That doesn't look like the same person. That looks very next gen.
You know,
Are you watching, Paris? Are you
I've never
seeing?
been this close. It's the outside.
So is that everything you hope?
Whoa, that looks so different. That doesn't even look like the same thing. That looks like a whole new game. I wonder if they rebuilt this game from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. It looks like it. Let's see what the trailer says.
Can't be any worse out there. Can it?
That looks amazing. Does that look next gen? That looks very next gen. This whole shit looks next gen. I wonder if this game is rebuilt rebuilt from the ground up for the PS5. Are you watching, Paris? I hope so.
Once upon a time, I had somebody that I
Wait, are we getting the Left Behind DLC also rebuilt from the ground up for the PS? I wonder if this game's rebuilt from the ground up for the PS5. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
cared about. And in this world, that's good for one thing. Getting you killed.
Hold up, is that Bill? That doesn't look like the same Bill that we're used to. This looks very. Why does this look so next gen? I wonder if this game is rebuilt from the ground up for the PS5. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. We gotta keep watching the trailer. Paris, are you watching?
Getting you killed.
Whoa! Did the trailer just confirm to us that this game is rebuilt from the ground up for the PS5? So does that mean it's taking advantage of the power of the PS5 with the SSD, with the cache grubbers, with the graphics card, with the RDNA 2, with the load times, with the haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, next gen features? Are you telling me this game is rebuilt from the ground up for the PS5? What? But this is great for gamers. I'm a PlayStation fan too. Paris, are you watching? Are you watching? Is everybody watching? Paris, I know you're watching. Shout out to Paris, by the way. Paris, come through for an interview. I'd love to talk to you. Paris, are you watching? They are showing us why this game costs $70. Rebuilt from the ground up for the PS5. Paris, are you watching this? My God. Whoa.
I can take care of myself.
How many close calls have we had?
I get in trouble down there. You make every shot count.
I got this.
Hope you know how to use that thing.
I've had some practice.
I'd say Naughty Dog and PlayStation showed us why this game cost $70 because it's rebuilt from the ground up for the PS5. But hold on. They also did a step further. They said, hey, you know what? They might have missed some of that stuff in the trailer. Let's show them just how beautiful this game is going to look, rebuilt from the ground up for the PS5 using all of the features of the PlayStation 5. But hold on, we're not done. We're not done. They also said For this rebuild, know the past, the director. He wasn't released as the designer. Occasionally, we implemented modern. Oh, here we go, right here. They also went into detail, and he said, "Let me get my reading voice ready, guys. You know, I got to talk very professional here. You know, we're reading this to Paris. Paris, are you watching? We've implemented modernized gameplay, improved controls, and expanded accessibility options in the single-player experience to allow even more individuals to enjoy the game. Effects, exploration, and combat have all been enhanced." Hold on, y'all might have missed that. We need to zoom in. Zoom, zoom, zoom. In my room. Hold on. You guys are missing this, guys. You might have missed this. Effects, exploration, and combat have all been enhanced. Do I need to zoom in some more? Can we do like times 300 magnetization? Yes, there we go. I want to make sure the chat can see this. I want to make sure the chat sees this. Effects, exploration, and combat have all been enhanced.
It's my opinion.
I'm a PlayStation fan too. Paris, I'm showing you why. Okay? Effects, exploration, and combat have all been enhanced. I'll read it one last time for the folks in the back. Effects, exploration, and combat have all been enhanced. But let's continue reading because that's not there's still more. Leveraging the PlayStation 5's powerful hardware, we also implemented 3D audio, haptic feedbacks, and adaptive triggers. Both returning fans and new players alike will have the opportunity to experience both The Last of Us Part 1 and its prequel story Left Behind in a whole new way. Now let's read it all again. All together now, guys. We've implemented modernized gameplay, improved controls, and expanded accessibility options in this single-player experience to allow even more individuals to enjoy the game. Effects, exploration, and combat have all been enhanced. Leveraging the PS5's powerful hardware, we've also implemented 3D audio, haptics, and adaptive triggers. Both returning fans and new players alike will have the opportunity to experience both The Last of Us Part 1 and its prequel story Left Behind in a whole new way. Did you get that, Paris? Did you get that? I'll be happy to read it again if you want. Shout out to Paris in the chat. And again, where's it at? New weapons with the explosive arrows. I mean, I don't know. We're not done though. Paris, continue talking to us. Give us your thoughts.
In the past 9 years. That's all I'm saying. It hasn't even been a decade, and you've now remade the game twice.
So there was a remaster that happened a year later, and that was so that new players that were going into the PlayStation 4 instead of getting a PlayStation 3, because The Last of Us released at the ass end of the PlayStation 3 generation, it was remastered for the PS4 with 60 frames per second and all that other stuff, so that people that were getting a PlayStation 4, instead of, who weren't on PS3 but were buying a PS4, could experience this game. And just like with Last of Us Part 1 Remake, modernized gameplay and things like that to obviously accommodate and complement the show, but also to bring the entire series under one microscope when it comes to gameplay, pretty much having parity, continuity across the board when it comes to gameplay and all that other stuff. And again, rebuilt from the ground up for the PS5. Just wanted to correct you there, Paris. You still cool people. Appreciate you. Continue though.
I get they're doing it because the TV show's about to come out, but why are you charging me $70 for it?
I already showed you why, so I'm not going to go through that again, but shout out to you, Paris.
Show me why.
You want me to show you why again?
They can say, hey, the game is available on PlayStation Plus subscription. Hey, that would be great, but that's not going to happen.
So Danny says they can say, hey, we're going to put this rebuilt from the ground up game on the PlayStation 5, but we're going to throw it in a service. That's acceptable. That's acceptable. A brand new next gen game going into a service day and date. That's acceptable. But the $70 is not. Okay.
But they're not doing that. They're charging you $70. That's my point. What's my incentive And again, I understand that, you know, there's a lot of work that goes into this with studios, the devs. This has nothing to do with the people that have worked hard to make this remake of the game.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Let's go back to that.
You know, there's a lot of work that
Let's go back to that, because it does. It does. Because you're directly telling, see, one thing we're not going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to act like, see, and this is how people tend to cover their bases, where they feel like they might get caught up in a trap by saying something, so they try to put the disclaimer of, oh, well, you know, I understand the developers are doing this and they worked so hard, but despite developers working so hard and putting so much time and effort into this, I still don't think the time and effort that they put into this is worth my $70. That's what he's saying, right? But he's trying to clean it up, like, oh, I understand the developers work hard and all this, but I still don't think the game is worth 70. He tried to clean that up, but I'm sorry, Paris. You my boy, Paris. You my boy, Paris. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you do in the industry and the community, but absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're telling developers your game is not worth the asking price, regardless of the work that you put into the game. Regardless if it's a remake or not, your game is not worth 70. You can't.
It's my opinion.
It's my opinion. It's my opinion. But let's hear that again.
incentive.
I want to make sure we all hear that loud and clear. Let me turn up the volume.
And again, I understand that, you know, there's a lot of work that goes into this with studios, the devs. This has nothing to do with the people that have worked hard to make this remake of the game.
Yes, it does. It does. But let's continue.
My issue is the decision to remake the game in the first place.
So your issue is not with the developers putting their blood, sweat, and tears into making a game. Your issue is the fact that they chose to remake the game. So you have no issue with developers that's putting their time, money, and effort into remaking a game, but your issue is that the game is being remade. Let's continue.
And then say, well, we're going to charge you $70 for that.
So you don't have an issue with the developers putting their time, effort, money, time, and effort into rebuilding, their blood, sweat, and tears into remaking a beloved game from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. But you do have an issue with the choice for it to be The Last of Us and the choice to make it $70. Huh. It's interesting. Going back to my original statement. In my opinion,
It's my opinion.
you have an issue with all of it. And saying that you understand the developer's time and effort being put into the game does not absolve you or make it any less fucked up the shit that you proceed to say about why the game needs to be $70. Because again, if I'm a developer and I'm watching your show and I'm hearing you say this, and again, this is just me. I don't think every developer is thinking like this, and I'm not expecting every developer to think like this, but I'm putting myself in the developer's shoes. If I was a developer and I'm seeing this, I would interpret this as you saying, despite you putting your blood, sweat, and tears into this, creating or remaking this game, I do not think this game is worth 70. That's how I interpret it. Ladies and gentlemen, am I off base? Please let me know if I'm off base. If I'm off base, let me know. Let me know in the chat if I am off base. Shout out to I Am Panther, man. I appreciate you for the super chat, bro. He says, this is off topic, Persona, but I appreciate you and Strictly Gaming and everyone that was on that IT Spaces. Y'all really gave me a little more, gave you a little more confidence to try and get into IT because I need a job change. Hey man, I'm happy, man. I'm happy, and I hope that whatever knowledge you gained from that, I hope you apply it and it works for you. I can't wait to hear your success story, bro. Jemiah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much for the super chat, Jemiah. He says, quick question. Is this game rebuilt from the ground up for the PS5? That's a great question, Jemiah. Let's go back. Let's refer to the trailer, because I think the trailer answers that question for us. But, let's just make sure. Let's just make sure that this game, it's rebuilt from the ground up for the PS5, Jemiah. If I'm off base, let me know. Eric said, why do all these clowns also ignore the fact that Sony is also putting this on PC? Why wouldn't they want it to be the best product it can be? That's a good question. That's a good question. Let's continue.
Because most of your audience has already played it, right? I get that you're going to get some new people to come in because of the TV show and all that, but That game already exists. That game is already one of the best games ever made. We all agree on that. That isn't the issue. It's you're going to charge me full retail price to go play it again.
So I think Paris has a hard time understanding that this is a remake, rebuilt from the ground up for the PlayStation 5. Right? Because I feel like he's speaking about this game as if it's a port or something, and not a game that's rebuilt with new oh shit, that shit's loud as fuck in my ear. I don't think Paris is looking at this from a perspective of the new gameplay mechanics, the new exploration, the effects, and all the next gen features and things like that, the new weapons, and again being rebuilt from the ground up for the PS5, the new the new cutscenes and the new character models and all this other stuff. I don't think a lot of that stuff is being taken into account when he's speaking about this in this way, because I feel like if he was truly taking all of that into account, I feel like he wouldn't be as be a bit more understanding, right? If that makes sense. And listen, guys, he may never be good with $70 games, and that's perfectly fine. But I just feel like let's truly look at what we're getting, especially when it comes to this remake. Let's continue.
But is it a remake or a remaster?
It's a remake.
It's a remake, Peter. Appreciate you though.
Make. I mean, there is some
Because-
differences. It looks a little different, but
A little different. Danny. It looks a little different, brother. My brother, this looks a little different to you. Ladies and gentlemen of the chat, please answer this question for me. Is this a little different? And I really want y'all to answer this for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I won't answer this question. I want the chat to answer this question. Does this look a little different or a lot different? Be honest. Be like, Persona, you way off base. You don't know what you're talking about, Persona, right? It's not that big a deal. It looks the same to me. I need you guys to ask me a question. I can't answer this. The chat, I need the chat to answer this for me. I can't answer this. I can't answer this. Chat, I need you to answer this for me. Yo, Gamer Night, what's up? Chat, I need you to answer this. Does this look just a little bit different, or does this look a lot different? And be honest. Be honest. Listen. It looks like I mean, to me personally, it looks like a big jump to me. It looks like a big jump to me, but listen, chat, how you feel is how you feel, and you're free to feel how you feel. I don't know. I just think this it looks noticeable to me, personally speaking. Personally speaking, it looks noticeable to me. But you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know. All right, let's finish this out.
They're changing gameplay mechanics, all of that. It's going to align
Controls,
more with the
etc.,
Last of Us 2. I get that, but
You know what's funny? Paris keeps answering his own questions, but remain oblivious to that. He's asking why is this worth 70, but answering those questions of why with the new gameplay and the mechanics and all this other shit. He's answering his own questions, but won't acknowledge that because he's still asking why is it worth 70 while answering his own questions of why.
But that story ain't changing. Still the same story. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I can see the argument both ways. I just lean on the side of, because I'm a cheapskate, I do not want to spend $70 to play that.
Paris, I'm going to give you a gold. I want to give Paris a round of applause right now, ladies and gentlemen. They for the play. You know what? Let's give Paris another round of applause. You know what? I gotta give Paris another round of applause, man. Three times. You gotta give Paris a round of applause, right? And the reason why I'm giving Paris a round of applause is because the truth always comes out. The truth always comes out. It always comes out, ladies and gentlemen. Always. You probably missed what he said. Let's say it one more time.
On the side of because I'm a cheapskate. I can
Money.
see the argument both ways. I just lean on the side of because I'm a cheapskate.
What's
I don't
the
know.
point?
I
Other than
can
money.
see the argument both ways. I just lean on the side of because I'm a cheapskate.
What's
I
the
don't know.
point?
I
than
can
money.
see the argument both ways. I just lean on the side of because I'm a cheapskate.
What's
I don't
the
know.
point?
I
than
can
money.
see the argument both ways. I just lean on the side of because I'm a cheapskate.
What's
I don't
the
know.
point?
I
than
can
money.
see the argument both ways. I just lean on the side of because I'm a cheapskate.
What's
I
the
don't know.
point?
I
than
can
money.
see the argument both ways. I just lean on the side of because I'm a cheapskate.
You know why this is so funny? Because it proves my point, ladies and gentlemen. It proves my point. This whole moral standing and this moral ground that people are trying to take with $70 games has nothing to do with truly taking a stand of feeling like they're getting ripped off. It's because they're cheap. They're cheap. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. This whole moral standing of, oh, you know, I'm against $70 games because, you know, value is it's subjective, and I just think games should be $70 because what about the gamers who can't afford $70? It ain't about none of that bullshit. It ain't about none of it. It's about I'm cheap and I don't want to spend the extra 10 or however much on the game. That's all it is. That's all it is.
I do not want to spend the same story. You know what I'm saying? So
What's
I don't
the
know.
point?
I
than
can
money.
see the argument both ways. I just lean on the side of because I'm a cheapskate. I just lean on the side of because I'm a cheapskate. Ways. I just lean on the side of because I'm a cheapskate. Ways. I just lean on the side of because I'm a cheapskate. I do not want to spend $70 to play that game again.
Pack it up, folks. We could pack it. We could pack it up. We could pack it up and all go home. Show's over. Pack it up. Because at the end of the day, that's all this is about. But the sad part is this. Paris's followers and people that hang on his every word are going to adopt that same type of mindset. And it's not because they truly feel that way. It's because they can't think for themselves. And they then go back into the community and regurgitate these talking points of why something isn't worth the asking price, while trying to put disclaimers of, oh, well, you know, I care about developers, I love developers, I appreciate all that they do, but they're going to turn and look in that very developer's face and tell you why their game isn't worth the asking price, despite them putting their blood, sweat, and tears. And it's not because of some moral standing. It's not because of trying to take a stand against something that they may view as anti-consumer. It's because they're cheap. They're cheap and don't want to spend the money. All this discourse that we have within the gaming community is surrounding $70 has to do with people being cheap.
What people are saying, like, they're mad that you're saying that, like the fans?
Oh, like I said, I haven't read a comment, but I guarantee you
Read
these
the
people
comments.
are mad at me.
Stop it,
Guarantee
Paris.
it.
No,
You read the
they're
comments.
saying you couldn't sound more entitled as one of them. I just read it.
Peter, tell them that's true.
That's not
I'm
being
more
entitled.
I'm
That's
more
not
entitled because I don't want to spend $70.
That's
How
not
the hell is that?
No, you're
entitlement?
cheap. You're
But
cheap.
like I said, people always get mad at me anyway. So it's, man, I'm sure. Look, I'm sure people are telling me I'm not allowed to talk about PlayStation because I'm on an Xbox show, or I say something about Game Pass, or
No, you're free to talk about PlayStation, Paris. You can talk about whatever the hell you want. Never mind what these people say. Say whatever you want, Paris. You are free to speak your mind because it's a free country and you're free to think and say whatever you want. But on that same breath, people are also free to criticize, critique, and also say what they want to say about shit you say. That's all it is.
what other dumb things that they say. But the point is, it's my opinion.
Uh-oh.
And I even said,
Uh-oh.
in my opinion.
Uh-oh. Paris said the magic words.
It's my opinion. It's my opinion.
He said the magic words. He said the magic words.
But the point is, it's my opinion. The point is, it's my opinion. The point is, it's my opinion.
What I tell you guys? What I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all when I first made that soundbite? Who was here? For those that have been rocking with me, when I made this soundbite.
It's my opinion.
When I first made that soundbite, what did I tell y'all? Why did I make that soundbite? Why did I make? Who in the chat can tell me why I made that soundbite? Whoever can tell me why I made that soundbite, I will send you a $20 PSN card. The first person to tell me in the chat why I made that soundbite, I'll send you a $20 PSN card. Why did I make that soundbite?
It's my opinion.
Who remembers? Who remembers? I'll tell y'all.
It's my opinion.
It's my opinion thing. The reason why I made that soundbite is because whenever you're debating somebody, or whenever they're saying something that's dumb as fuck, or can definitely get critiqued, they end it with, "Oh, it's my opinion, so it's not that big a deal."
It's my opinion.
Whenever someone's losing a debate or look foolish, they pull out the "it's my opinion."
It's my opinion. It's my opinion.
They pull out the "it's my opinion" card. That's the win the debate, get out of jail free card during the debate. It's my opinion, because it absolves them of any type of critique moving forward. Because who really is going to critique it? I mean, you can critique an opinion, but for them, it's them slipping by the critique. Like, oh, well, it's just my, oh, you may disagree, but oh, it's just my opinion.
It's my opinion.
Y'all think I make these sound, all the sounds I have on my soundboard have a meaning, and they all stem from the hypocrisy within this community and within the media and the industry.
And I even said, in my opinion, I ain't saying I'm right. I'm right.
Yo, hey, yo, man, call me Mr. Cleo. I'm out here telling fortunes. The very thing that I said is what he just did. Yo, shout out to Paris, man. That's my boy.
Opinion. I ain't saying I'm right. I'm right. And I even said, in my opinion, I ain't saying I'm right. I'm right. I could be wrong.
Yo. Hey, yo, man. Y'all want your fortune read?
It's my opinion.
I told you it's a get out of jail free card. I told y'all that it's my opinion shit is a get out of jail free card.
But show me why. I see nothing wrong with that.
Instead of sending angry tweets, show you why.
I did
think that's
show.
the thing. People haven't showed you anything.
I did show,
They've just
Danny.
been
I
mad.
showed him though. Ain't nobody mad.
People get mad because again, it's a stupid brand loyalty, console war nonsense. Instead of just look.
Why is it always have to go to that, man? Everything is, and I mean, and obviously there's some weirdos out here in the console war shit and all that. Absolutely. But why can't it just be somebody disagreeing with you and proving you wrong, or disagreeing and wanting to prove their point or their opinion? How can you say your opinion, which you're free to? How can you give your opinion on why something you deem something is wrong or something is anti-consumer or because you're cheap or whatever? How can you do that? But then if somebody comes into the chat and says, I disagree, I think you're wrong, and here's why does it have to be brand loyalty or fanboyism? Why can't it just be somebody disagreeing and showing from their perspective why they disagree and coming with the facts? Because the fact of the matter is, Last of Us 1 Remake has been rebuilt from the ground up for the PS5, has enhanced exploration, effects, and gameplay mechanics, has new weapons, and has been redone in terms of the cinematics and the character models, and the environments have been opened up a little bit more to accommodate the new gameplay. Why does it have to be that person is a fanboy or is brand loyalty? Why is that always? It's the same two things. It's either it's my opinion, so it doesn't matter what you think, or if you do respond, it's because you're a fanboy and it's brand loyalty. Why does it have to be that? Why does it have to be that?
Looking at the game for what it is. If this was Xbox, again, people been getting mad at me on the Xbox sides because I've been saying for the longest, I don't want a Gears of War remaster. No, it exists already. Go play what's out there. I don't need them to remake that game and charge me money to go play it again. So that's, again, this is why you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because my whole point is I'm not a huge fan of remaking these games, especially a game that isn't even 10 years old. Why are we remaking it a second time already, and you're charging me full price?
So it's not a remake. There was a remaster a year after, and again, that was because the PS4 released so close to the launch of this game. It made sense for the game to be on PlayStation 4 as well, because there was going to be a lot of people that was buying into the PS4 that had not had a PlayStation 3. Fast forward to now, where we're getting a full-fledged remake of this game built from the ground up for the PlayStation 5 with all the bells and whistles that PS5 offers and all this other goodness, right? Shout out to Paris though. A lot of respect for him. Obviously just critiquing his gaming takes, guys. Nothing more, right? Let me get these super chats, man. Yo, DC Gamer, man, I appreciate you for the super chat. He says, the Game Pass effect has gone too far. These guys are going to kill the industry with the mentality they don't have to buy anything and want a discount, review code, or Game Pass deal to play a game. Listen, I think with Paris it's a bit different because he is media. He is heavily connected to the industry and to media. So with Paris, a lot of what he's getting is already a gift or swag or free or whatever the case may be, right? It's more so that mentality. It's going to kill the industry when everyday consumers and gamers like you and I start to adopt that mentality and actually not buy the product, right? Because the media doesn't make up the majority when it comes to the buying and the spending power within the industry. I think it's more so detrimental, DC, for the everyday gamer to adopt this mindset, and we see this. We see this already with a lot of, let's be honest, guys. There's a lot of Xbox fanboys that's really adopting this type of mindset, right? But a lot of the media is also enabling and facilitating this mindset as well. So I think that when it comes to that type of thinking, it's going to be more so detrimental if more gamers adopt that mindset of, oh, if it's not in Game Pass, it's not worth buying. If it's not in Game Pass, it's not worth playing. If it's $70, it's not worth the asking price, right? Despite not looking at the quality and what's being offered, if gamers start to adopt this more and more, which we're seeing, that is when it's going to be extremely detrimental towards the industry and kill off the industry, because you'll have a lot less projects that can be greenlit because of the lack of funds in circulation. You're not getting a big enough ROI on investment, return on investment. So that's limiting the amount of projects that can get greenlit and pushed out the door. But good thing, man. Appreciate you, DC, for that. JFlex81, appreciate you for the super chat. He says, letting subscribers pay every month $15 for Starfield and Redfall year after year is more expensive than a $70 game. Absolutely, because if you've got somebody that only buys 4 games a year, or even 2 games a year, most people buy what, COD, Madden, and COD, Madden 2K. So that's 7, 14, 21. So you'd be paying $10, $20 more, $30 more than if you bought Game Pass Ultimate. But those 3 games are definitively going to be played, as opposed to getting 300 plus games that are going to be, picked up for like an hour or 2 and not be finished or anything like that. I think for somebody that's only buying those 3 games a year and maybe dabble in something new and may get a 4th, it would make more sense for them to just outright buy their games instead of wait for it to hit Game Pass, right? Or EA Play or whatever the case may be, right? Because if you're someone that buys COD, Madden, and FIFA every year, being subscribed to Game Pass does nothing for you. You're essentially throwing money away because it does nothing for you. Because even EA Play is not getting those games day and date. You get what I'm saying? So even if someone that only buys COD, FIFA, and Madden, that doesn't make sense to them to buy into that. And it's funny because a lot of people like to use casuals in their argument when it comes to why Game Pass is so great, when majority of casuals or majority of people in the gaming community are playing COD, FIFA, Madden, 2K, Fortnite, Apex, Valorant, Minecraft, shit like that. Roblox, shit like that. Shit that's not in Game Pass day and date. Shit that's not even in EA day and date. So who is Game Pass really for when you really pull the curtain back and really look at how casuals are spending their money? Who is that for? I would argue it's not for casuals, because a casual is not looking at those games anyway. I could be wrong, but sales, the facts, data, and statistics do not lie. And the facts, data, and statistics that I'm talking about has to do with what we know about game sales. We still don't know. We still know next to nothing about Game Pass and the gaming habits, the spending habits, and stuff like that. Everything is still speculative. So, but yo, shout out to you, J Flex. Yo, Uppercase J, appreciate you, man. 11 months as a member on the channel. You know, I appreciate you, Jamil. He says, well, we'll discuss spending 20 later. Quick question: is that an Xbox mini fridge in Paris background? I was wondering that too, Jamil. It might be. I think that is. It might be. I was wondering that too when I first watched this video. I was like, is that an Xbox mini fridge? I think it is. I think it is, Jamil. I think it is. Yo, D2 Des, what's good, man? Appreciate you for the super chat. He says, Paris a hypocrite in my opinion. Sony is hurting the industry by gatekeeping games, but it's okay when it's Xbox. I would say, you know, I wish Paris. I mean, Paris. I think he is being honest here when he just says, you know, he's cheap. That's why he doesn't want to spend the 70. He's cheap, which, all right, you know, like, fair enough. I just wish he would stop trying to disguise that as some type of moral, of him trying to take some type of moral ground against $70 games. You know, like, oh, it's anti-consumer or it's wrong or whatever. Like, just say you're cheap and don't want to spend the fucking money and move on, right? Like, I just feel like, you know, trying to take this moral high ground and whatnot, I just feel it to me at least, it looks foolish because you're not constantly speaking on this or speaking out against this because you view it as an anti-consumer practice. You're constantly speaking out against this because you do not want to spend $70 on games. There's a difference, right? And I think for the vast majority of the audience, I think we all that's some bullshit. Like, cut it out, man. Like, you don't want to spend the money, fine. Like, just move on. You feel me? Just move the fuck on. That's really how I view it. Yo, J Flex, man, thanks so much for the super chat, bro. I mean, for subscribing to the channel, man. I appreciate you. Just move on. That's really how I view it now. Just either buy the game, like this whole $70 argument. Either buy the game or don't. Like that's really where we are. But constantly revisiting this conversation, and like I said at the beginning of the show, we're going to constantly revisit this because the concept of worth is subjective. So this is always going to be a conversation that we have, but the end result of every time we have this conversation is always going to be the same thing. Either buy the game or don't. Either buy the game or wait for a sale. But don't take a moral high ground trying to look holier than thou in front of your audience when in reality you're just cheap and don't want to spend the money. And that's not just directed at Paris. That's across the board. That's for anybody that feels this way. Let's be honest. There is no moral high ground of, you know, or whatever you're trying to do. You're just cheap. You're cheap and don't want to spend the money. And for those people, I have one question. What is the price that someone is willing to pay for a next-gen experience? Everyone's answer may be different. But if we're expecting high quality next-gen experiences, be prepared to pay high quality next-gen experience money. We're not talking about Toyota Camrys and fucking Nissan Maximas. We're talking the Ferraris and the Mercedes Benz of gaming. You understand? We're not talking about Toyotas and Hyundais. Mercedes, BMWs, Ferraris, McLaren, what's the name of that car? A Bugatti. We talking the elites. Be prepared. And if you're not prepared, you'll miss the boat. But don't let FOMO set in. Don't let FOMO set in. And then you start talking stupid. Because that's what's happening. Everybody gonna be seeing the screenshots. Because it's gonna be this. Listen, I guarantee you we're gonna see the same thing with God of War. God of War pre-orders open Friday. I guarantee you we are going to see the same exact thing with God of War. Where The PS5 version is gonna be $70. You're gonna see articles. Oh, God of War Ragnarok, $70. If you want to upgrade, you got to pay the extra $10. We'll be revisiting this very soon. The community is gonna be revisiting this very soon. Very, very soon. It's up to you. Do you really want to play God of War or not? And if you don't, wait for a sale, wait for Black Friday, wait for whatever. But for the rest of the world, for the rest of the community, for the rest of gamers, I want to play God of War. I want to play God of War Ragnarok day one. I want to play The Last of Us 1 remake day one. And looking at what the developers, the time, effort that developers have put into these games, I'm happy to compensate. I am happy to oblige the asking price because I deem what I'm getting as high quality. And for a large portion of the audience, of the community, of the world, they also feel the same way. Because if they did not, again, games would not be selling. Games would not be gaming would have crashed and burned a long time ago. That's all I'm saying. Yo, shout out to Navigator, man. Appreciate you, man. 8 months as a member on his channel. He says, is a man bragging on his 60K Tesla, high computer rig, and $500 Steam Deck really cheap? I don't think so. I think it's about PlayStation. I Navigator, I didn't want to go there, but I agree as well, man. You know, but then again, how much of that stuff was gifted? You know, did he buy the Steam Deck or was it gifted to him? You know, I think the Tesla, I think he bought that, but I mean, it is what it is, man. You know, I ain't gonna look at, you know, how a nigga spend his pocket, you know, how a man spend his money. You know, spend your money, do what you do, but you know, just know you may look foolish in the eyes of public when you talk about certain things that just don't align with your actions. So that's all. It's cut and dry, just like that. Well, listen, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. You know, put a thumbs up if you enjoyed the show. You know, we at the end. Yeah, I mean, Sticks got a point. He says he's looking at how you spend your money, though. That's very true. That's very true. But yo, listen, man, I really do appreciate all of you guys coming through, rocking out with your boy Persona on episode 203 of What's Up not What's Up PlayStation. No, When Persona Speaks, right? You know, shout out to everybody here, man. I hope I can make your day go by a little bit smoother. I hope I brought at least a little bit of joy to your day. And if I did, then I succeeded, right? Real quick, man, listen, the merch store got some new merch for my folks out here, man. Listen, the Respect My Time tee is up on the merch store. About to put the link in the description. Merch store. You know, definitely grab you a Respect My Time tee. Obviously, we got the Game Politician. Yes, we got the Optics is still up there, but we do have the Respect My Time tee. We got the black hands, and obviously, you know, I gotta do something for the light skins and the white folks. I know it's white people that follow me as well, or fairer, I should say fairer skinned folk, right? So you know, I got the white hands as well, man. I gotta make sure y'all good, man. I mean, listen, I got y'all, man. I got y'all, man. So definitely, you know, let the world know to respect your time everywhere you go. You feel me? So grab your Respect My Time tee at the merch store, gwpmerch.com. You know, and you know, let me know when you get the shirt. If you do buy one and you get one, you know, I would love to see, you know, take pictures, tag me. I'd love to see that stuff, man. Also, episode 90, What's Up PlayStation Podcast, was great. It was me, Bari, and Gamer MD was on the show with us last Saturday. It was a good show, really good show, man. It was really great to chop it up with Gamer MD. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to Bari. Really great episode. So if you did miss that, definitely check out that episode. The link to that is in the description, but if you're too lazy to hit up the description, I got y'all, because we're gonna grab that link right now. You know, make sure y'all check that out. The timestamps are there, so definitely whoops, podcast. The timestamps are there. So, you know, for people that want to skip to specific sections, you know, the timestamps are there. So, you know, what's up, PlayStation Podcast, episode 90. That was last Saturday. This Saturday, episode 91 with me and Bari. We might have a guest. I'll talk to Bari and see what he think. And yeah, listen, I appreciate all of you guys. One last round of applause for the folks in the chat. Shout out to the super chats. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the lurkers. Shout out to the new subs. Shout out to the existing subs. Shout out to the media that I know is watching. Shout out to the blue. Shout out to the checkmark gang. I know y'all watching, man. I appreciate all y'all lurkers. Shout out to the devs that might be watching as well. But listen, guys, I'm about to chill for the night. Please be safe, right? And it's been your boy Persona, and I'm out. Peace, peace, peace.